Okay, should we start now?
Yes, sir.
So this was our discussion. Okay, tell me what is your question, then we'll, because I have almost done with what are the things that I supposed to discuss in time value of money. I'll just tell you the question pattern and other things. But before that, you have Bhaskar, tell me, what's your question? Okay. Question number 3 means the Excel file that I sent, examples. Follow, tell me. What is the question? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So where is the doubt? Solution is also given. Which question? Question number 3. This one. Assume that 20 lakhs is the plant expansion is to be financed below. The firm has 15% down payment and borrows the remainder at 9% rate. The loan is to be paid in 8 equal installments. 4 years from now means 3 years complete. 4th year से शुरू हो रहा है. What is the question? 4th year से शुरू हो रहा है ना. फोर ईयर माने 4 year means that is 4th year. Year 4 से शुरू हो रहा है. The first payment is to be received at the end of 16 years and has to be 20 as a provider of 20-year payment annuity. हाँ क्या हुआ? But uh, 10-year annuity year beginning at the end of current year. The retirement annuity is to begin 16 years from now. 16 years से शुरू हो रहा है. तब that means 5 years ना. 10 plus 5. No, that's written here. The retirement annuity is to begin from 16 years. 16 years from now, right? It's written. Huh? The first payment is to be received at the end of 16 years. That means 16th year. So 15 year is complete. Are you getting me? 15 year is complete and you are going to receive from 16th year onward. That means first is 10 years annuity. Then there is no annuity, but that is grown for 5 years at a stretch. And hmm. That means that is from 16th year. Retirement benefit वही तो लिखा है. That retirement benefit from 16th year to 20th year. वही तो लिखा है. That's why that zero is taken here, na? And means that is zero is taken. Nothing is taken means that is zero. That's true. That is true. Yeah. That means your money has grown till 15th year end. And from 16th year, you are going to receive annuity. You are confusing. Listen. You are confusing the terms. You first see here. When that is first is 10 years annuity. So 10-year annuity, you see here, 10-year annuity at the end of everything is end. Everything is end. So at the end of your 10th year, this is the money as per annuity. Then another 5 years. Okay. So what is the total future value? Then 15 year is completed. That means by end of 15th year, try to understand. By end of 15th year, the total amount you have is this amount. From next year, you are started receiving the annuity. Next year means end of 16th year. What is the wrong in that? From from 16th year means the end of 16th year. मान के चले suppose 31st December. So 16th year से, so you are receiving till 20th year. That means 20 years का period is your annuity, including 16 year end. That's the clear cut that's written here. Everything is end. That's why I think one is not there. Is it clear? Hello? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Because when there is a kind of your annuity or your EMI is calculated, EMI is calculated on the basis of your term of the loan, right? So the term of the loan is 6 years. So on the basis of my EMI is coming like this. But at the end of your 4th year, I think I should repay my amount. Jitna outstanding hai, I should repay and close the loan. So by the end of your 4th year, this is the amount due. You repay this amount and your this thing is closed. Account is closed. Loan is closed. But if initially I'll take 4 years, then my EMI will be much higher. If I'll not take the term of my loan, then my EMI, nobody knows from the beginning that when you are going to prepay your loan. Bank doesn't know, also you don't know that when you are going to repay your loan. That's why from the beginning, on the basis of your term of the loan, that your EMI is calculated. I hope that you understood. Any other thing? And which one? 10 years from now. Yeah, 10 years. What is your age now? That is 40 years age. 10 years. 40 period is 40 years. 40 years तो दिया है period. क्या है? You deposit 10,000 into an account paying 9% annual interest rate either today or exactly 10 years from now. Okay. So how much better off you will be at the end of 10th year, 40th year, if you decide to make the initial deposit today? There are two alternatives. So this is for 40 years. This will be 30 years, I think. 30 years. Today means after 10 years. After 10 years. That means from 11 year onwards, for 30 years, I am going to invest. Your confusion is always in the beginning and okay. That means this one is, you see here. That means this one is for completely 40 years period. 40 years period. And everything is that is end. Please remember, everything is end, nothing is beginning. Nothing is mentioned means that is end. Nothing is mentioned means that is end of the period. Don't be confused with beginning and end. I think your problem is with beginning and end. Any other? Anyone else is having any issue? These examples are only for practice. Don't assume that questions will come from these examples. These examples are only for practice purpose. Okay. Direct questions मेरा practice नहीं है. I don't do like that. जो question दे दिए 50 और उसमें से एक question दे देते हैं, वो practice में नहीं करता. Okay. I don't do that kind of practice. So this is only for your practice purpose. Okay. Don't expect that these kind of questions will come. Is it okay? This is only for practice purpose. अगर तुम ये टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी क्वेश्चन से घबरा जाते हो तो बहुत सारा चीज है फाइनेंस में. हाँ, दीजिए ये तो कुछ नहीं है. ये दीज आर नथिंग. दीज आर ओनली शुरुआत है. एंड दिस इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज फाइनेंस टॉपिक्स. दीज आर प्रीरिक्विजिट्स ऑफ फाइनेंस. ओके. इसमें इतना सीरियसली लेके डोंट बी स्कैर्ड with this time value of money chapter. This is not a kind of your real finance topic. This is a prerequisite of finance. Okay, this is only for calculation and practice purpose, and this will be helpful for application. Okay, so let me tell you about the question pattern. That is, section A is there and you have section B. Okay, so section E is 20 MCQs, that is there, and mark is 10 marks. And this is one question you are going to do. This will be 10 marks. One question, only one question. What is the coverage? In section A, coverage will be, okay, one is time value of money. Second is that introduction part. Third is Indian financial system. Indian financial system. Okay, then your financial statements, all that. Right. Indian financial system means Indian financial system. इसको पढ़ो, stock market पढ़ो. Then you read the derivative market. Then banks पढ़ो. Okay. Then money market पढ़ो. All these you should read. Okay. All these you should read from the sources. From the source. Source means internet. Internet source. That means I am not saying that you should copy from the internet then and there. Before preparation, before the exam, you go through internet and get the latest figure. Latest. Okay. Because in the books, that is traditional things are given. So stock market के बारे में पढ़ो, derivative पढ़ो, all these are theories, you can understand all these. Indian financial system उसमें से पढ़ो. Financial statement, all the topics, and time value of money in section A. Okay. I have calculated the answer. Please listen it carefully. I have calculated the answers by following Excel. You may do it. Okay. You should do it, not may. You should do it in Excel. Because otherwise my answer and your answer may not match in time value of money. Do in Excel, within a very short time you can do that. Right. So this is for section A. And for section B, time value of money, there is a combination of so many things. Time value of money, then your financial statement parameters. Statement parameters like EPS, book value, price to book value, price to equity, all this, EBIT, EBITDA. Okay, all these are combination of time value of money plus all this. That is in section B. But in section B, please remember, okay, all your workings should be there. Should be there clearly. Only answer is not enough. Will be awarded big zero if only answer. Only answer, what I mean is after calculation, suppose that is coming 1200. Say for example, somebody has written 1200. Only 1200 likha hai. Should I give full mark? You tell me please. Should I give, somebody has written only 1200. Should I give full mark 12 out of 12? Sorry, 10 out of 10 should I give? भास्कर को कोई फोन कर दिया, अरे बोलो, सुनीत ने भास्कर को फोन किया और बताओ ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर क्या है. भास्कर ने बोला कि 1200, वो लिख दिया 1200. Should I give 10 to भास्कर, 10 to सुनीत? No way. All workings, इसको थोड़ा ख्याल रखो. ठीक है, this is very important. All your workings, how you arrived at this one, all stepwise workings. Okay, stepwise workings should be written. I should be convinced that you have done this one. Avoid cut and paste. Okay. Avoid copy and pasting. Avoid करो इसको. I know that you have multiple WhatsApp groups. You do Zoom meetings within the exam for discussion and this thing. वो जो भी करो उसका फर्क नहीं है, but my suggestion is please avoid those things. खुद करो, जो करना है खुद करो. वो पता चल जाता है who has done and who has copied.
Sir, if you do the time value of money problem in Excel, we have to write the Excel formula and then answer.
No, say for example, you have calculated the present value. For present value calculation, you should write here that suppose loan is taken. So loan is a present value. Loan is a present value. Rate of interest per quarter or per year, that rate of interest is this. Okay. Then this one. Why you are using suppose your present value table or future value table? So since this is a single amount or this is a PMT, so that's why the present value annuity factor table is to be used like that. So I should be convinced that you have done of your own and you understood the things. Otherwise, only writing the answer is not enough. And here in section B, you can use your table, calculator and other things. I don't have any problem. I'll follow the process, right? But in section A, time value of money questions, it is better to do in Excel because there is a time limit and my calculation and your calculation may not match if you do in manually, do it manually. I hope that you people understood this part because all the questions that I have solved and put that in the multiples as per Excel result. My suggestion, sincere suggestion to all of you is please learn of your own. Don't follow the practice of copying. I know that around 90% of students, they follow this copying practice. That's very bad. जो भी मिल रहा है, जो भी पता है, खुद करो, please. Copying practice will ruin your career, I am telling you. You will not learn a single thing throughout your 2 years program here. End of the day, you will be completely valueless, I am telling you. Even if that is online, people are learning this one. So my sincere request to all of you is please learn as per your capacity. अगर पूरा नहीं हो रहा है तो जितने हो रहा है उतने खुद करो. कॉपी करके अगर 90% रखते हो और प्लेसमेंट में लास्ट को प्लेसमेंट नहीं होता है, so that has no meaning. तब कुछ मतलब नहीं है. Scoring high by copying and not placed till the end. तब कुछ मतलब नहीं. Score low, but you understood the things, okay? But you can answer the things well. That will be much better than scoring high by copying from somewhere and learning nothing. Is it okay with everybody? If you have any question, please ask me. Anybody is having any doubt or anything? Aliva, batao. Do you follow copying or you are believing in yourself?
Sir, I believe in myself.
Very good. Who is copying, believing in copying? Tiny Panda? Tiny.
Sir, doing it by myself rather than copying.
You don't follow the WhatsApp group message. आंसर तो उस हर एग्जाम में मैं सुना कि मल्टीपल व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स तुम लोगों का है, उसमें क्वेश्चन पेपर आंसर सब सर्कुलेट होता रहता है. इसका दिस इज कंप्लीटली नॉनसेंस काइंड ऑफ थिंग. Aritra, बताओ. Do you have any question?
No, sir.
Any question anybody is having? Arpita Gupta, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Bolo, who is? Question number 10. अच्छा फिर से डाउट है क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 बोलो. हाँ बोलो. Again number of. Which question? Which question? Question number 10. That is what is the present worth of operating expenditure? Payroll rupees 85,000, rent 20,000, office supplies 16, utility 7,000, marketing 10,000, insurance 4,000 to be incurred continuously throughout in each year for 8 years. If the effective annual rate is 12%. What is? क्या बोल रहे हो? What exactly you are saying? What is the question? Multiply into 8. Why that is 4 is multiplied? No. No, my point here is why that is. Why that is? I think this is quarterly. I missed this one somewhere maybe. What is the present worth of operating expenditure? This to be incurred continuously throughout in each year. This one is, I think, quarterly. Effective annual rate is. I think this one is quarterly expenditures. Quarterly expenditures. All these are. So per year, the amount is given. Annuity is given 5,80,000, and the period is 8 years period. 12% rate, and what we need to find out the present value. I forgot to mention somewhere that is this total amount कितना आ रहा है? Total amount. How much? 1,45,000, and quarterly that is 4, multiply into 4. Here that's written 4. I think that is quarterly. That's why the effective annual rate of interest is given 12%. So please correct this thing. This one is quarterly expenditure. Quarterly expenditure. So therefore yearly is coming as this 5,80,000. Please correct that one to quarterly. Any other thing? Anybody? These questions plus the questions that's given in your book, those are for practice purpose. But the real questions will be something different. Any other question from anybody? Otherwise, I'll because almost I have covered everything in time value of money, because we should not spend much time in time value of money. Okay, let's start one thing. Valuation of securities. Valuation of securities. This is another chapter, important chapter. Valuation of securities. So for a company, what are the options for a firm? What are the options for getting funds? What are the options for a firm to get the funds?
Raising
From-
shares.
Okay, shares. Then what are the basic two kind of your instruments generally the companies they tap for getting funds?
Bonds,
Deb,
corporate bonds. So equity and debt.
Oh, very good. Puneet said something. Bhaskar, Aliva.
Corporate bonds. So equity and debt.
Equity and debt. Who says equity and debt? Ruchita. So as all of you said, so there are majorly there are two sources. One is called equity source. Okay, one is called equity source, and another one is called debt source. Another one generally we call it as a preference capital. Preference capital or preference shares. Okay? Preference shares is also a source. Debt means that includes your bonds, that includes your debentures, that can be your loan, that can be also loan. So these are major source. Generally, some people they say they club together. This equity and preference club together, and that is called your equity capital. But that is not the case actually. Equity is something different, and preference is something different. And another one is your debt. So which includes generally this is called your own fund, owned fund, and this is called what? Borrowed fund. There are two sources. One is called own source, another is borrowed source. So that's why how the valuation, when you are talking about, you might have seen the many stocks that is issued in the IPO market. So generally, this is called your IPOs. This is a IPO market, or that is a FPO market, follow-on issues or initial public offerings. So that is the best way to get funds from the market, right? So that is the IPO market. Another one is this bonds, debentures, loans that is taken from the commercial banks and other things. That is called a borrowed fund. So basically you have equity and another one is your debt. So the question arises how to value, okay? How to value these instruments. How to value these instruments. If you are saying that the value of IPO is coming as 120, 130, in case of your Paytm, that is your 2,150, how that value came? Many people also asked some time back that how this value is coming. Okay, so that is called your valuation, how to value these instruments. We are not going to discuss elaborately because there is a separate course on valuation. So we'll go for an introductory kind of your valuation aspects now. Okay, that valuation of securities, that is valuation as a complete course. Okay, that is in the specialization. So we'll start first. We'll see that valuation of debt instruments. Debt instruments valuation first we'll see. So when I tell you about your bonds or your debentures or your loans, bank loans, any kind of your loans, these are constituting that is your debt instrument. Okay, any kind of your borrowings, kind of borrowings are called your debt instruments through some instruments. Always remember. Can you tell me the characteristic features of these instruments? What are the features of these instruments? What are the features of these instruments?
So we can borrow for long period of time.
Okay. So that means there is one maturity period. There is one maturity period. Maturity period is there. Either long or short. Okay. So that may be long period, that may be short period. Okay. Maturity period should be there. What else? What are the other kind of features of these instruments?
Sir, they are
There
also
will be
secure in
interest
nature.
rate.
Gautami?
Sir, they are secure in nature.
Okay, Gautami says either secure or unsecure. Okay, kind of instruments. Some instruments are secured instruments, some are unsecured. What is a secured instrument? What is a unsecured instrument? What is a secured instrument and what is an unsecured instrument?
So unsecured, there will be
The loan we are getting without mortgage, then that is the unsecured.
All kind of loans that you take from the banks are generally secure loans. Okay, all type of loans that you take, that means backed by security, the assets of the company. So companies का जो asset है, so that is a kind of your security. If any kind of your default that arise in future, so maybe the lenders are going to recover their money from those kind of assets which is taken as security. So some are secure instruments, some are unsecured instruments. Some instruments where your that's not backed by security. So generally unsecured instruments, interest rate is much higher. Unsecured instruments जो होता है, generally those are interest rate is much higher. Okay. Any other feature? Aliva, you were saying something?
Sir, it is a regular stream of income.
Regular stream of, that means these instruments are having okay coupon rate.
Yes, sir.
Coupon rate of interest. Coupon rate of interest. That means the interest is to be paid by the firm to you. Those
Yes,
who are the investors. What else? What else?
So there is also yield to maturity. And
Yield
after
to
maturity.
maturity. Srilita.
Shreya.
So Shreya says that is yield to maturity. That means your yield to maturity, will discuss that one. Okay. So yield to maturity, many people they don't know. Okay, we'll discuss that. YTM, that is simply called YTM. Okay, is attached to these instruments. What is that one? We'll discuss. Yield to maturity. What else? What else?
It serves as a means for diversification.
What diversification? What does it mean?
So like it is a source of like long-term finance.
तो diversification क्या हुआ फिर? So either long term or short term. Short term loan भी है ना? Short term borrowings can be. Short term borrowings or long term borrowings that can be. Maturity period is there. The coupon rate is there. Okay. Repayment are made after the maturity. After the maturity period is over, repayment is to be made. What else? Any other feature? There are some important features are also there.
सर सेफ्टी इन नेचर.
क्या बोल रहे हो?
सर सेफ्टी.
सेफ्टी मतलब क्या? सेफ्टी मतलब ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट में फायर नहीं लगेगा? फायर सेफ्टी
नहीं सर. सर प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट इज सेफ्टी.
Principal is safety, okay. Principal amount is safety, okay, for the investors, okay. So that's why I have written here, na, repayments are made at the end of the maturity. Any other feature?
Sir, if
interest rate.
Interest is what, Sarada?
Interest rate.
हाँ, interest
Page
लिखा हूँ ना, लिखा हूँ coupon rate, are having coupon rate also.
Okay.
हाँ,
Sir,
शिवानी
can
बोला,
we?
शिवानी.
Sir, if these instruments are involved in high risk, then there is a chance of high yield also. If these securities are of high risk, then it's a chance that we will get the yields we are earning will be high.
So that's why I told you, na, in case of your secured and unsecured, generally unsecured instruments are high interest rate. So high risk, that's why high interest is paid. What is the benefit? There is a feature called your benefit to the issuer. Those who are borrowing money through bonds, ventures.
Sir, can we say there is we repay in installments, not at once?
Sir, if the company gets
can I
the first one to get the money, that bondholder, after that the shareholders will get the money.
क्या बोल रहे हो, Prince?
Sir, if the company gets bankrupt, the first one to get the monies from the companies will be the bondholders.
Yeah, very good, very good. So they will be repaid, okay, first, okay. In case of closure of the firm, that you are saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody is saying something. हाँ, मुझे बताओ, ऐश्वर्या
Mute.
ऐश्वर्या घर में काम कर रही है, फिर क्लास भी कर रही है. देखो, घर में कपड़ा भी कर रही है, पढ़ाई भी कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं. वेरी गुड. Okay, so what I am saying is, any other feature is there?
floating rate will come under the coupon rate of interest.
Which one?
Floating rate.
हाँ,
Floating rate.
हाँ, बोलो. Floating rate.
That will come under the coupon rate of interest.
Yeah. All interest is either floating or fixed. That's coming under coupon. But very essential thing is the interest. Okay. Interest amount is tax deductible. Okay. For the firm. Firm means the borrower. Interest is tax deductible. What does it mean? Can anybody explain me what is tax deductible? What is the meaning of tax deductible? What do you mean by that? Can anybody tell me? Tax deductible, I am saying. Why that is tax deductible and how? What is the meaning of that?
There will be tax deduction. Sir, there will be tax deduction when they are filing income tax. The interest for the interest
Tax
rate.
deduction from the profit of the rate.
Tax exemption.
From the profit.
Exemption, completely tax exempted.
No, sir, up to certain limit.
No, I am saying interest on interest amount is tax deductible. Interest tax deductible, what does it mean? This is a very fundamental thing. Please try to understand what I am writing. That means, okay, can anybody tell me interest paid on your borrowings in your financial statement, where you should write that one generally? Where that is mentioned? interest paid on borrowings are mentioned where in your financial statement? क्या बोलो? Where that is, it is a simple thing. कोई बीकॉम का फर्स्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट, +2 का फर्स्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट बता सकता है? हाँ? No, I am saying financial statement. Suppose तुम इनकम स्टेटमेंट प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट, कहाँ पर लिखा होता है? इंटरेस्ट ऑन बोरोइंग्स, where you generally expenses side. Very good. So let's see. This is your sales revenue. Sales revenue is, say for example, 1,000 crores. Okay. This side is my operating expenses. Operating expenses is, say for example, 580 crores, and interest amount. Okay. So generally what we do is we calculate EBIT here. EBIT. What is that? EBIT means what?
Earn before
Earnings
interest
before
and
interest.
Earning before interest and tax. Now you pay interest. Say for example, the firm is paying 90 million as interest. So after interest, how much that is? So this one minus this one is your, this one is called what? PBT. Okay. Suppose that this is tax rate is suppose 30%. This one is tax rate is 30%. So on this you are going to pay 30% tax, 99. Then what you are finding is PAT, profit after tax. So profit after tax is simply this minus this is 231. So I am just summarizing this one here. Please don't try to understand. Suppose this is a farm A. This is a farm A. In case of farm A, okay, that your PBT, EBIT, then we'll see PBT, then we'll see PAT. How much is PBT and how much is the interest? First we'll see interest part. This is the interest part. So this amount is 420. Interest amount is 90. This amount is how much? 330. And this one is 231. Okay. Now farm B. Say for example, farm B. Iska interest is reduced to suppose 30. This company is using less debt. So the interest amount is less, 30. So I'll write here farm B case. Same 420 is EBIT. Okay. But this one is 30. So PBT is how much? PBT is 390.
390.
Then this one is 370. 70. Let's see, another farm is farm C. Okay. So they don't have any debt. They don't have any debt. So this 420 is the same. They don't have any debt. Okay. So PBT is again same 420. This one is 294. Please see this one. Please see this carefully and analyze what is there. When the interest is more, okay, interest is more, okay, another thing we'll put. Another, I forgot to mention that. Forgot to mention that is the tax part. We'll see here the tax part also. So in case of this one, tax amount is 126, 126. This amount is 30 करते हैं, So the tax amount is 117. And when this will be 90, tax amount is 99. And when this will be 0, yeah, 126. Yeah. So you see, so these are the things to remember and analyze. When the interest is more, try to see. When the interest is more, your tax amount is more, less. When the interest is less, tax amount is more. है कि नहीं है? Are you getting the thing? If a firm is not having any debt, so the interest amount will be 0. So this is the 0 interest. So if 0, then the tax liability will be maximum. Tax liability, on this you are paying tax, na? On this amount you are paying tax. So this is called tax liability. So the tax liability will be much higher. And the tax amount will be much higher. And my profit after tax will be much higher. Are you getting me? So here, that is another thing is, if the interest amount is more, means the debt amount is more, then the tax liability is less. And your tax amount is less. And your profit after tax will be less. So what is the conclusion here? This amount is paid to whom? This tax amount is paid to whom?
Government.
Tax is paid to the government. To the government. Okay. So if somebody, if a farm, try to understand. If a farm borrow more, means pay less to the government. Government adds tax. Okay. Just opposite is, if a farm, okay, borrow less, then pay more to the government. More to the government. Those who are taking housing loan, generally in 80C, okay, there is a tax benefit मिलता है, tax benefit मिलता है, लोग जो लेते हैं housing loan, educational loan, okay, so they are getting tax benefits. That means they are paying less amount to the government because they are giving interest to the lenders. But somebody is not taking housing loan, so वो बोलता है कि let me pay the tax to the government, so he pays tax more to the government. So the same thing is here. If no debt, then more tax. If debt, less tax. Okay, then which one is better? Which one is better? Yeah, somebody is asking him.
So, but the profit after tax is more for those who are not borrowing. Then that is also a good thing for the one who is not borrowing, right?
That is true. That is true, but that is compensated, na? That is compensated. I am paying less here. Okay, and my PAT is less. I am paying more here. My PAT is more here.
So then which is better then? We should borrow or
So
we should...
tell me which one is better. Which one is better? Tell me. Whether to borrow more is better or not to borrow is better.
Sir, borrow more.
Borrow more.
Better.
Borrow more.
Because we can, yes, sir, we can invest in business.
Okay. So he says, why should you? Because you see, there are two type of your funds. तुम्हारे पास कुछ पैसा है. You have some money with you. So what you are saying is, why should I put my money? Let's borrow. Put that money in my business. बीजा वाले जब क्या किए? What he does? उनके पास पैसा नहीं है, पैसा है, बहुत पैसा है. तो वो सब बैंक को चुना लगा दिए, सब बैंक से पैसा ले ली. ओके, सब बैंक का पैसा लेके इन्वेस्ट कर दिए. बिजनेस नहीं चला तो मैं क्या करूं? बिजनेस नहीं चला, मैं जो बोरोइंग किया हूं उसको मैं नहीं दूंगा क्योंकि बिजनेस नहीं चला. बहुत लोग इसे करते हैं, ओके, बोरो कर लेते हैं फ्रॉम द बैंक एंड बिजनेस नहीं चलता है, नहीं चलता है, तो बिजनेस नहीं चल रहा है तो मैं क्या करूं? आई कैन नॉट पे मनी टू द गवर्नमेंट। Are you getting my point? So that means if you are borrowing money from the bank or somebody else through your bonds and debentures, right? So there is a question called your do business with other people's money. Other people's money एक फिल्म है, हॉलीवुड का मूवी है क्या, ओके, तो अभी टाइम मिलेगा तो देखो, ठीक है। सो दैट इज अदर पीपल्स मनी, सो डू बिजनेस विथ अदर पीपल्स मनी, तो बोरो मनी and do business. Are you getting my point? So that means in this case, okay, in these kind of your cases, you will find you are seeing here that your PAT is more. Okay, you are seeing here PAT is more, but the EPS will be very less. Earning per share will be much less. Aliva, do you know? I suppose because the total money is mobilized from the equity holders. Total money is my own fund, na, because I am not borrowing. So any profit is mine, any loss is mine, right? So that means if the number of shareholders will be more, generally number of shareholders are more in this case, because total capital is contributed by the equity holders. So the PAT is looking good, but the EPS per unit earning will be less. But here more borrowing is there, so the earning per share will be more, because number of shareholders will be less and the borrowing is more. Are you getting the difference? So therefore, which one is better? Which one is better? All are saying that your borrowing is better. Ashish, which one is better?
So borrowing is better.
Achha, more borrowing is better. Okay, more borrowing is better. All are saying. Okay, more borrowing is better. Is it true? Is it true that more borrowing should be better?
Yes, sir. We can do our business without any risk.
But sir, if
okay,
we
I'm giving
see,
you so many, there are so many examples that's there. Anirban, what you are saying?
sir, if we see in the first case of company A, we are paying 90 as an interest. Again, we are paying as tax 99. So in overall, we are paying around 189. But in the C case, we are only paying 126. So, but that is a saving of 60 if we see in that case.
No, the question here is I am paying 90, but I am getting a tax benefit of 99. Effectively, I am not paying 90. Are you getting my point? Effectively, because जितना मैं पेमेंट कर रहा हूँ उसका 30% टैक्स बेनिफिट मुझे मिल रहा है, मीन्स effectively I am paying 70% of this. Effectively, this guy is paying, actually this multiplied by 70%. He is paying effectively 63 because he is getting a tax benefit of 30%.
Okay, sir.
Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, and similar thing is here. You see, he is paying 30, but effectively he is paying 70% of that. 21 he is paying. He is not paying anything. So that means these are getting more benefit in terms of your tax. Okay, because of your, because that is deducted, that is there in your profit and loss account का income में expenditure side में दिखा दिया ना. So if I am showing here, my all my expenses, my tax liability is going to be reduced. My tax liability is going to be reduced. So my question is now, all are saying that your more debt is better. Is it better? What happened to CCD owner? What happened to Nirav Modi? What happened to Vijay Mallya? क्या हुआ इन लोगों का? इनके बात छोड़ो. What happened to the people, MSME, SME people, those who borrowed money And during this COVID time 2021, still that is going on, that your market has not yet been recovered to the pre-COVID level. Many businesses, they have borrowed huge amount. Imagine during 2020, the businessman suffered a lot. They couldn't repay their dues because there was a borrowing. Are you getting my point? So the borrowing is not at all good. Borrowing leads to, borrowing leads to financial risk. Financial risk of the firm. Financial risk of the firm. In good times, borrowing is better. Borrowing is maybe better. But in bad times, borrowing is worst. Borrowing may be worst. You couldn't generate money to pay your employee salary. And still you have to pay money to your borrowings. Are you getting me? Those who are saying.
Sir, in that time also government is giving subsidy to.
No, government jitna bhi subsidy de, moratorium period. Suppose during COVID time, there was a moratorium period. After the moratorium period is over, then you are going to repay your dues. That repayment is not going to be taken away by the government. Jitna outstanding hai, there is a delay. There is a delay of payment. But that does not mean that your total money is completely wave off. Wave off nahi hua. Are you getting me, Ashish? Like that. So there is a moratorium period is given. Since your income is not there, that facility is given that your loan period may be extended. EMI you may not pay, but that does not mean that the loan is waived off. So therefore, always please remember, in good times when your cash flow is good, if your cash flow is good, cash flow is better, you can borrow more because you have a good cash flow, healthy cash flow. You can repay. But what will happen if there is a turnaround? Bad situations during world crisis in 2008. What happened? During 2008, many big banks, they were collapsed. Do you know? Collapsed overnight because of the debt, borrowings. So borrowing is very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Jitna ho sake, so that is you rely on your own incomes, own generation funds. Many companies in India nowadays, they're trying for your zero debt companies. The software companies you see, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, many companies are zero debt companies. They don't have a single debt. Relax. अगर तुम्हारा पैसा बन रहा है business से, then you carry on your business. Otherwise, your growth may be reduced. But don't borrow. That's a very, very dangerous kind of thing. Dangerous. During your bad times, economic recovery, economic slowdown. So the firms, those who borrow more, they will be in a very bad set. So this is about your borrowing. But our job here is, I hope that you understood what is the meaning of your interest deductible, tax deductible. Interest is tax deductible. What is the meaning of that? This is the meaning of, that how, because of your interest, my tax liability is fluctuating. And tax liability is fluctuating. So tax liability is less here, and tax liability is more. And this is the advantage of your debt, borrowings. But borrowing is a part of your financial risk. Every firm, those who are borrowing, they are exposed to financial risk. they are exposed to financial risk. So financial risk is very, very dangerous item. Okay, that will close down your business. Many business firms, okay, are closed down because of borrowing, high borrowing. बहुत सारा business अच्छा नहीं कर पा रहे हैं because high borrowing is there. Okay, so all firms should avoid heavy borrowings. Maybe थोड़ा बहुत borrowing is okay, but if you go on borrowing, okay, continuously, then that will close down your business one day. Close down your business one day. Okay, so that is the kind of your thing. Over diversification. Many companies what they do is कोई एक बिजनेस शुरू किए तो वो बिजनेस थोड़ा सा अगर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी दिखाया, अच्छा ग्रोथ हुआ, तो इमीडिएटली क्या करते हैं, अदर बिजनेस को डाइवर्सिफाई कर लेते हैं. When they are diversifying into other businesses, more and more borrowings they do. And ultimately, when they are diversified into different businesses, simultaneously they borrow a huge amount of money. And when there is a downfall of business performance, then पूरा total business गिर जाता है. Okay, because the business is not doing. You cannot concentrate on all businesses simultaneously. So there is a kind of a performance issue. Therefore, it is better to start small and concentrate on single business or limited diversification. And limitation should be there so far as your borrowing is concerned. Okay, so this is about the introductory part so far as your financial instrument and your debt instruments are concerned. Our focus will be, that is your valuation. Valuation of debt. Our focus is valuation. How to do the valuation? How to have what should be my value of debt? Okay. This is the chapter is the real corporate finance. अभी हम शुरू करते हैं corporate finance. समझ में आया? अभी शुरू हुआ corporate finance का मेन मुद्दा. अभी तक जो हम कर रहे थे वो सब प्री रिक्विजिट्स था. वो खाने पीने का चीज नहीं है, मेन खाना नहीं है वो तो ऐसे पिकल है, पापड़ है, अचार है, उस टाइप का चीज है. ठीक है, तो मेन खाना अभी ये वैल्यूएशन से शुरू होगा. ठीक है, सो दैट्स व्हाई दैट योर वैल्यूएशन ऑफ डेट इज आवर फर्स्ट टॉपिक फॉर डिस्कशन. सो आई विल स्टॉप इट हियर. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज आस्क मी. इसको पढ़ के आओ. आफ्टर द एग्जाम इज ओवर प्लीज रीड एंड कम. एनी क्वेश्चन डू यू हैव? इतिश्री, तुम हंस रहे हो, क्या क्वेश्चन है बताओ. इतिश्री, हाँ निर्वाण बोलो.
Sir, in exam, if there is time value of money question, so should we upload the Excel sheet as well?
No.
Okay.
लिखना पड़ेगा. Any other thing? Anybody? So tomorrow we are having one. हाँ बोलो. या एक्सेल फॉर्मूला लिखो, बट उसको थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करो. हाउ यू अराइव्ड एट, व्हाई यू आर डूइंग दिस. एक्सेल फॉर्मूला लिखो, नो प्रॉब्लम. Tomorrow we'll have one post budget discussion at 5 o'clock in the evening. You might have got the email, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So all please join that one. Some experts are coming from outside, so join that session. Put lots of questions to the experts. That will be a good discussion. Any question anybody is having? ऋषभ जैन बताओ. तपन कुमार दत्ता.
No, sir. No questions.
No question. Nothing. और तुम लोग सब कब आ रहे हो कैंपस में? सुना कि तुम लोग आ रहे हो. Coming from one year.
बिल्कुल आ गया है सर.
बट मैं अभी सुना कि कहीं तुम लोग आ रहे हो मार्च में या कुछ.
सर ये भी पहले सुने थे.
सर एलोकेशन होगा सर, अभी मेल आया है.
अच्छा,
जिस
मेल
दिन
आया है क्या?
जिस दिन आए उस दिन आपसे मिल लेंगे.
नहीं, आप क्या मेल आया है अभी?
हॉस्टल एलोकेशन का
सर हॉस्टल एलोकेशन
हॉस्टल एलोकेशन के
फॉर्म आया
Which
सर.
allocation? Which allocation?
हॉस्टल
हॉस्टल
हॉस्टल.
अच्छा, हॉस्टल एलोकेशन का आ गया तुमको ईमेल?
यस सर.
तो
सर
कब
सिर्फ
आया?
बॉयज को आया, गर्ल्स को नहीं आया।
सर अभी से बॉयज को आया,
गर्ल्स को नहीं
गर्ल्स को
आया।
नहीं आया है.
मीन्स बॉयज को आया, गर्ल्स को नहीं आया है.
नो सर।
तो कब से एलोकेशन होगा वो कुछ नहीं लिखा?
नो सर,
नहीं सर, पहले
मेंशन
फॉर्म
नहीं है
करके फिल करके भेजना.
तो बहुत कुछ क्लियरली मेंशन नहीं है.
अच्छा. Maybe that will be communicated. I heard that students are coming in March. That is the hearing. So all are ready to come, right? सब रेडी हो आने के लिए? नहीं,
मार्च में रेडी नहीं है सर.
सर मार्च में रेडी नहीं है सर.
क्यों?
सर
मार्च
रेडी है
में क्या?
सर. रेडी है सर.
सर
महीना रहेगा सर एग्जाम को, उसमें क्या पढ़ेंगे सर?
सर 1 मंथ भी नहीं होगा.
और कौन सा एग्जाम है मार्च में?
अप्रैल में है ना सर, एंड से.
अप्रैल में
एक
ना,
महीने में
end
क्या
से.
कितना पढ़ पाएंगे सर एक महीने में?
अच्छा, ओके. क्यों हॉस्टल में कोई पढ़ता नहीं है क्या? पहले
सर अभी सब नए नए आएंगे सर, सेटल होने में टाइम लगेगा.
अच्छा, ओके. हॉस्टल वाले को ऑफलाइन होगा. अच्छा, इसीलिए नहीं आ रहे हो? अच्छा, ओके. ऑनलाइन एग्जाम बट ऑफलाइन क्लास. वेरी नाइस. ऑनलाइन एग्जाम में बहुत मजा आ रहा है सबको. तो वो वेरी गुड. ओके, बढ़िया है.
सर आप ही कुछ कीजिए सर,
मैं क्या करूं?
फरवरी में बुला लीजिए सर हम लोग को.
क्या कर दूं?
यस सर,
सर
फेब्रुअरी
जल्दी
फरवरी में
बुला
बुला
लीजिए
लीजिए
और
सर,
थोड़ा
मिड सेम के बाद तुरंत बुला लीजिए.
उनके बाद.
तुम
Yes,
अभी
sir.
आ जाओ. मेरा क्या जा रहा है? तुम अभी आ जाओ ना, मेरा क्या जा रहा है? बट वो लोग तो बताएंगे ना ऑफिशियली. दे शुड इनवाइट यू. नाउ इफ यू विल कम आई विल मीट यू. आई डोंट हैव एनी इशू. बट दे शुड कॉल एवरीबॉडी, राइट? They should call everybody and they should conduct this one. That is their call. Individual faculties, they cannot do anything. The university is going to take a call. That's the thing. आओ, फिर मार्च में आओ, एग्जाम दो. अप्रैल में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? अप्रैल में तो एग्जाम नहीं है. आई थिंक मई जून में एग्जाम होगा सर.
नो सर, अप्रैल में टाइम टेबल में तो लिखा हुआ
अप्रैल में
है.
है सर,
अप्रैल
टाइम
में
टेबल में
लास्ट वीक.
अप्रैल लिखा।
एंटर में एग्जाम में इन अप्रैल.
यस सर, लास्ट
Yes,
वीक.
sir.
18th अप्रैल.
18 से है सर.
अच्छा, ओके. इमेजिन करो तुम्हारा सीनियर स्टूडेंट जो है ऑनलाइन ज्वाइन किए और ऑनलाइन उनका कोर्स ही खत्म.
सर फिर भी हमारे पास 1 साल तो है, नेक्स्ट ईयर आ जाएंगे.
हाँ, तो दैट इज बेटर इन योर केस. बट आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट द सीनियर स्टूडेंट्स. सीनियर
Yes, sir.
जो बच्चे हैं वो the issue is for them. Online MBA हो गया हो.
सर मार्च में खुलेगा तो भी we will still be having 50 days to study for exam.
Yeah, 50 days enough, more than enough ना. तो तुम लोग तो सब कॉपी तो करना है और फिर पढ़ना तो नहीं है. और तो वही व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप तो बना रहेगा, वो कहीं तो नहीं जाएगा ना.
Sir, but we have to give all offline exam.
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके. हाँ, या ऑफलाइन एग्जाम
सर
वही है.
50 डे में पढ़ लेंगे.
हाँ,
सर 3
50
महीने का
days में
50 डेज में कैसे करेंगे सर?
50 days
जो
is
लोग कर सकते हैं वो लोग हॉस्टल ज्वाइन करेंगे, जो नहीं कर पाएंगे वो
हाँ
नहीं
सीधी
ज्वाइन
सी बात है,
करेंगे.
जो लोग कर
बस
सकते हैं
बस
वो लोग करो.
ये ठीक बात है.
सीधी सी बात है, हमसे नहीं होने वाला, हम नहीं आने वाले, हो गया खत्म.
that's true.
सर ऑफलाइन वालों के लिए क्वेश्चन बहुत टफ होगा क्या?
अरे ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन क्या वो सेपरेट होता है. So this is the period where there is no option. That's why because obviously during your offline the question pattern will be something different. क्वेश्चन पैटर्न जो अभी तुम्हारा एमसीक्यू एग्जाम आता है, एमसीक्यू ऑफलाइन में नहीं रहता. So this is because of offline. That's that. Abhilasha, are you there?
सर अभिलाष सर यस सर.
Abhilash, sorry. Avinash?